This might be one of the greatest sleeves. I know it's a bold statement, but this might be one of the greatest sleeves I think that I've ever seen.
What is good, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Justin and you guys are here with Just Ink. So welcome back to part 4 of reacting to your good tattoos that you have sent in. We have some good, we have some great, and we have some absolutely amazing tattoos in store for you, and quite possibly some new winners in the sleeve and single piece selection. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, I do want to welcome you. In this channel, we pretty much talk about all things that are tattoo related, my experience, opinions on certain topics, but most importantly, my journey towards getting amazing tattoos and work towards an awesome bodysuit. Now, I got some amazing news for you guys. I have already booked another appointment, so you do not want to miss that. So go ahead, subscribe, join the community. But let's get to this video, guys. Let's go.
Alright guys, so going forward, we are going to introduce a rating system, 1 being the worst and 5 being the best. And also, we are going to start rolling through them a little bit quicker. We do have a very high volume of you guys sending in your tattoos, and we're extremely appreciative of that. However, we do want to get as many of you guys involved in our videos, so for that reason, we're just going to roll through them much quicker.
Alright, so the first tattoo we got is for Cheyenne. I hope I am pronouncing that right. And it is this tattoo right here. It pretty much says he just wants us our opinion on his tattoo. He is an animal lover. He still has some filling to do with this tattoo, but he wants to add more realistic tattoos of animals to this, then create a sleeve. Now, I will say this is a very nice tattoo. I like it. I like the line work in down to the head. And overall, it just looks very well done, crisp lines. I will say one thing is that he wants to do more realistic animals, and I feel like that will kind of clash because this is more line work. But overall, it's a very, very nice tattoo. And I'll let you go now on what you think about it, and then we'll rate it.
I like how you put the sugar skull within the owl. I think it really brings everything together nicely. Like you said, though, in terms of creating the rest of the sleeve with realistic animals,
just proceed with caution kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how well you'll be able to tie it in together. It might be a bit of a clash, like he said. However, I do really like it, and I'm going to give it a rating of 4.1.
4.1. Okay, so we're going into decimals. I like that. I'm gonna get like a 3.7, maybe 3.8. Almost at the 4, just not fully. What I really like, and one more thing I just want to mention, is the eyes on this guy. They just very look psychedelic. They just draw you in.
It's like some like hypnosis shit.
Yeah,
like
honestly,
if you stare long enough,
you're
gonna start seeing shit. You know.
Honestly, I really like this tattoo. Honestly, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna put a 4 on the dot. Just because of those eyes. Yeah. Alright, thank you so much, and we're on to the next tattoo now. Okay, guys, so this one is from Yuri, and it is just, you know, an untraditional kind of Japanese dragon. It says he talked to me in the comments. It's his first tattoo. He wants to make it into like a sleeve. And all in all, I do really like this piece. I like the color it has to it. I like the contrast, the vibrancy. It's, you know, just a little different. It's a little more pronounced. The one thing I will say that kind of throws me off is just how far back on the arm it is. I wish there was a little more to the front, because when you look at somebody front face, like front center, you're not going to really see it. You're just going to see the kind of the flowers and the head.
Yeah, but to be fair though, if the dragon's body was any more centered or even pushed more to the front, the way that the dragon's neck would have to be bent in order for it to come down onto his chest, I feel like it would be bent way too much.
You think that bent? You think you couldn't have bent it a little more, just to angle?
No, I mean, like, if you look at the way that it's bent now, I feel like that's like the most that you can do it without it look like somebody snapped.
I agree. It already is bent quite a bit, and
like any more than that, and I feel like it would look like a soggy French fry.
I'm sure when they were doing the stencil and the layout, this definitely came into play. Yeah. But overall, my overall rating of this would definitely be about maybe a 3.8 or so. I would give it, yeah, you know what, I feel comfortable like a 3.8. I'll let you review the rest.
Usually I'm not a fan of color tattoos because I don't like the way that it heals. That's just my own personal opinion. I mean, there's a little bit in there, you know, but like full color like that is not really my style. I do like the placement. That is definitely my favorite part of it. You give it what, 3.8?
3.8.
I'm gonna give it a 3.9.
Fucker. Alright, well, I guess we're kind of in the ballpark on this one. Thank you so much, Yuri, for sending us in your tattoo, and we're going to go on to the next.
Alright, so this next piece here is by Sabrina. She got this tattoo to symbolize her family and her heritage, and it is the national animal of South Korea and the Espiritu Santo, which is the Holy Ghost.
You said that very nicely.
Alright, buddy, it's a little bit of culture in me, you know what I mean? I will start off by saying that I do like it. I'm not a huge fan for a couple of reasons. I think the top half, in my opinion, it is nicely well done. However, it's the flower in the middle of the face. I kind of feel like it could have had a little bit more detail in it. And that bottom section, kind of looks like a beard. It's kind of throwing me off just a little bit. I don't hate it by any means. I do think it is nicely done. However, I'm gonna give it a 2.6.
So for me, I do again like it. I think you touched some good points. For me, it's just the whiskers of the tiger kind of throw me off. They're a bit thicker than I would have liked. And then also, I feel like that flower is just placed on the nose when I wish it would have been placed like maybe on the bottom of the tiger, just so you know you had the full tiger and then you had the flower. The eyes look very nice on this piece. I just wish there was a little more detail in terms of like the black spots to make up the tiger. Overall, I'm gonna give this about maybe a 2.2, maybe 2.3. Fix it up a bit, and then maybe it'd be maybe 2.7. Okay, so the next one is from Axel, and it is pretty much this rose and the clock watch. He wanted to change it up a bit, so I really do give him some points on that. He wanted this type of clock watch in terms of the face of it, and he incorporated that into the piece. The one thing I really like is the clock and the face itself. Just so much detail, and it's a little different. So I'm going to give it a couple extra points. I'm going to give it maybe about a 3.6, 3.7. I'm going to get 3.7. I like it. I wish we just utilized the space of the arm a bit more and made it a bit bigger. But what do you have to say, and what do you give it a rating of?
I definitely agree with the space. I think it definitely could have been a little bit bigger. It is a pretty generic piece. However, like he said, what you were able to do with the clock and make it different than what we usually see, I will definitely give you points for that. However, I do like it. I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
That sounds reasonable. I think that's a good score for like, you know, a generic tattoo.
It is well done, no doubt. It is well done. We've seen it a million times, you know.
All right, on to the next.
So this next piece here was sent in by Joseph. This is stunning.
It
really is stunning.
A lot of good things to come out of this piece.
Yeah.
What are you gonna touch on right now?
The main thing that I want to mention is the fact that I find that usually the hands in a portrait piece is usually like the turning point where it usually makes or breaks the piece. And I find that the hands here are very nicely done. Especially like the ring on the finger as well. I guess it's like a pearl. Maybe kind of looks like on the ring. I'm gonna give it a 4.2.
Okay. For me, I like this piece a lot. I like the amorphity. I wish it was a little bit more blended in, but I can understand why it's so cut off and then the portrait starts. What I really like about this piece is the neck. The neck just for me is very well done. It's also shaded nicely to where it's on the background, and you know, you have the face and the hands being your main kind of focal point. So everything is very nice. The hands are very well done. So overall, I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give it about a 4.1. I'm gonna go in the same range as you, maybe a 4. I'm gonna give it a dead on 4. I really like this. On to the next tattoo now. Okay, so this is from Aiden, and it's pretty much just a Pink Floyd tribute. He says him and his family all have tattoos of Pink Floyd. It costed him $800 and took about 5 hours of work. Now, I don't really know too much about Pink Floyd, so I can't really talk too much about this piece. Obviously that, you know, the triangle with that rainbow coming out of it, that's like a signature. I think everybody knows about it. It does have some good things. I didn't even notice. It looks like he's sucking up the rainbow. It almost looks like, no?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if that has to do with it. The one thing I'm not crazy about is the brick in the background. It's just kind of flat. Maybe add a little bit more detail in terms of crackness or something like that. And I'm going to give this one maybe about a 2.8 out of 5. How about you?
I do like it. I'm curious to know what is inside of that triangle. Like, is that supposed to be like Humpty Dumpty? No, I'm not even trying to make a joke. I swear to God,
it looks like it too.
I'm not even trying to be make a joke, but like,
that's the first thing I kind of put me onto that too.
Yeah, and I know it's also like a family tattoo, which I think is really cool.
That's the main point, I think.
Everybody kind of has like their own variation of it, which I think is amazing. I'm gonna give it a 2.8 out of 5.
Yeah, I mean, so far we've been pretty good on our scaling.
We've been pretty close. All right, so this next piece here is by AJ. It was done by an artist named Beatdown. If you've watched the previous videos, you'll know how much I love the American traditional style. So this holds a special place in my heart. In terms of the artwork, though, it's incredible. Incredible. And because I am a little bit biased towards this certain style, I'm gonna give it a 4.4 out of 5. I'm gonna put it up there. I really like this piece.
So now, if I were to say, I absolutely love this piece. I'm not a huge fan of traditional, but this maybe is changing my mind on how it is. I love the color that goes into it. I love like the top of the wings. You have that little like almost turquoise or green
like
that goes from like the yellow to the black. I really like that. The red obviously is very nicely in terms of just pronounced. But what I really like is just the neck of this eagle in terms of like those feathers, that brown. Overall, you guys are going to be very shocked on my kind of rating on this. I'm going to rate it at 4.5. Yeah. I really, really like this. Is probably one of my favorite tattoos of the video so far. Great tattoo. You've changed my eyes a bit on American traditional. Thank you, and on to the next. So guys, this is the next tattoo, and it is from Jack, and obviously you can see, amazing sleeve. It is pretty much done in 6 months, and due to the lockdowns, it was, I guess, took a little longer. And honestly, I really like this tattoo in the sleeve. I love that eye. It pops at you right away. I think it's a dragon eye.
Yeah,
most likely. It looks like a snake or dragon, some type of that. And then the face. But the detail in total in terms of the building, everything flows nicely. And I'm going to give this a rating of about 4.5 out of 5. I really like it. Everything flows together as one. And what do you have to say?
So 30 hours seems like a long time, but it really isn't. Yeah, 30 hours, like that's very impressive. This might be one of the greatest sleeves. I know it's a bold statement, but this might be one of the greatest sleeves I think that I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
More than Glenn's?
It's comparing two different types of styles, right?
Okay.
From what I've seen mostly with this type of style, just the way that it flows is something that I have never really seen. I find that a lot of Japanese stuff usually like they incorporate like those waves with like the koi fish.
Yeah. That's old school traditional
I feel like
kind of.
this kind of just like
this
sticks
takes
away
a totally
from
different
all
route,
of that,
and it's very nicely.
Which that's another reason why I love it so much. It's like points for creativity. You can be shocked with this one, but I'm gonna rate this one a 4.7.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I love this
I
piece.
think we're rubbing off on each other. You're starting to get more into the realism. I'm starting to get more into the old school.
I think it's lovely. I think it's absolutely lovely.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's a fair rating. And I mean, yeah, all to you, Jack. Thank you so much for sending this in.
Alright, so this next piece here is by Connor. So this is his first tattoo, which is really impressive, honestly. It's a main character of his favorite video game. I've got no idea what video game this is, but it's crazy. Like I've said multiple times before, I'm not really a massive fan of
like high saturated colors.
Yeah, like very high saturated colors and vibrance. However, I feel like with a piece like this, it almost needs to be that way to keep like that video game look. And I feel like if you did it any other way, it would kind of take away from that like cartoony feel. I really like this. I'm going to rate it. I'm going to give it a 4.3.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 4.3. I really like it.
For me, I really like this tattoo as well. I would never get a color kind of tattoo like this, but I can really appreciate it. You know, the shading in terms of the face, having that two-tone there really brings that on definition.
Another thing that's cool too is I feel like it'd be really easy to kind of carry on with like a video game / cartoon style sleeve. I feel like you utilize the space perfectly. You stretch it down to about your elbow.
Very nice.
So I don't know. I think like a full sleeve with this kind of style, I think would look
sick.
Yeah, it would look stunning.
So for me, my overall rating of this is gonna be, I would say about a 4.4. I like this tattoo a lot.
We're pretty close there.
Yeah, we are pretty close, and we've been pretty close. And again, thank you so much, and on to the next. All right, guys, so the next one here is from Bobby, and as you guys can see, this is an amazing sleeve, or well, 3/4 half sleeve. Pretty much just says he is in the Navy. He wanted like a travel water theme tattoo. He would like to know what we think, and I think this is an amazing piece. Obviously, you have that ship that we've seen in previous videos, I think, and then obviously it's a very common one that is used. What I really like is that woman that's underwater. The effect that she has in terms of, you know, the underwater effect is really nice, especially on the shoulder, how it really drags down. It really looks like 3D. I only wish she was a little more underwater just to catch more of like her head and just so a better effect maybe, but that's me being very nitpicky. All in all, I really like this piece, and I'm going to give it probably a 4.3. I'm going to give it a 4.35. I'm going to really go into the decimals on this one. So now I know you want to touch on the top, so now your turn.
The one thing that catches my eye mainly is like that sphere. I've got no clue what that is, but it looks really cool. Yes. I feel like it's something that I've seen before. I just can't put my finger on it.
I'm telling you, treasure planet.
I'm going to give it a rating of, I'm going to say 4.45. I'm going just one up on you. I like the way that it flows together. And with like the girl underwater, never really seen anything like that before, so I'm going to give it extra points for creativity as well.
I agree. I feel like we're in the same ballpark. All right, now we're going to finally get into the overall review of all the tattoos that we've seen and name our favorite ones and the one that we think should win. So my top 3 gotta be, and I know it's going to be a surprise for a lot of you. The third one is, you know, Jack's realism Japanese style sleeve. Amazing flow. It really just went all together, flowed nicely. The second one for me, and I know you guys are going to be shocked on this, and that is Cheyenne's. It just, you know, really spoke to me. I really liked the skull candy in the middle. But that owl, I just really liked how that owl was done.
It was the eyes, eh? The eyes hypnotized you.
They hypnotized me. Now, the first one for me is AJ's eagle. Like, I fucking loved it. I really loved AJ's eagle.
Wow.
It just, you know, and I'll give you points on terms of the area that you got it done.
Yeah, that's
points for that. That takes a lot of courage to get that done, but I just really liked how it was done. The color was done perfectly, and I'm going to give it my first one. How about you?
With my number 3, I'm going to be going with Connor's video game piece.
Yeah, that was a very nice piece.
Yeah, it's completely different than the
different.
type of style that I usually like. With the second one, I'm going to be going with Jack's Japanese sleeve. The longer I look at it, the more I love it.
Now, what is your first one?
And I think for the first time ever, we're going to be agreeing with the first one.
Hey, we're for a single piece.
So for me, it is a little bit biased because I do love that style. However, I am also giving it to AJ's American Traditional Stomach piece.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, and I'm also extremely jealous, by the way.
Yeah, that is an amazing piece. I see right now we finally came to a conclusion.
Yeah.
So now pretty much AJ's Tattoo of the Eagle takes the new winner spot as the single piece. As for the sleeve, Glenn's sleeve was the winner. And now it seems that Jack's kind of realism tradition, Japanese sleeve is a upfront runner as well. What do you think? Do you think it's Glenn's or do you think it's the Japanese still?
Well, I think they're both like fantastic without a doubt. However, I'm gonna give my slight edge to Jack. Glenn's is a lot of heavy black, which I'm not against by any means. I think it also looks great. However, in terms of the detail and the artistry, I'm going to have to give it to Jack's Japanese piece.
I guess we can't always agree.
Yeah.
For me, I still think it's Glenn's. I really like Glenn's. That rose to me just spoke out, and then the clock. Everything was just very elegant and nice. But I do agree with you that the Japanese of Jack's has a lot more detail. So we're going to let you guys decide on the ultimate winner now of the sleeve. Is it Glenn's kind of Poseidon and ocean theme sleeve, or is it now kind of Jack's Japanese realism style sleeve? Let us know in the comments right now, and you guys can be the ultimate decider on both. Again, the piece on the single piece of the winner and the sleeve as well. And also let us know on the scaling and rating system of the 1 to 5. Do you like how we did that, or do you think we should take it out? We would love to hear your opinions. Also, go ahead, like and subscribe to this so you can participate in my weekly giveaways of the standard room sheet. Deej, do you have any final words?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that sent in your work. We've been flooded with emails.
Big
so
time.
for haven't been able to get around to you, it's no disrespect. We have just so many different ones to go through. We're trying to squeeze in a little bit more per video to be able to get more of you guys involved. So if you haven't been able to get involved just yet,
be patient.
Don't stress. We'll get around to you guys eventually.
That's it. All right, guys. So Justin and DJ out. Later, guys.